Well, let's talk to our reporter, Claire Paccalin. She's covering the protests for us. That in fact, she joins us from the Paris protest right now. Claire, just tell us where you are and what the atmosphere is like today.
Well, I'm here at the very front of the demonstration. We expect people to start moving in the next 20 minutes or so. And I'm joined by Adrien Liénard. He's a law student in Lyon. He's from the UNEF Union. And Adrien, just tell me, how important is it for today there being lots of people out on the streets? How important is that for you?
Well, this is important because we want to show the government that this is not because it chose to pass the law with force that people are not going to protest anymore. So this is very important to show the government that people are still on the streets against this reform.
And you as a student, can I ask you, how old are you?
I'm 23 years old.
Okay, so retirement for you is a long way off. Why is it so important for you to demonstrate today?
This is important, I think, for young people because we don't want to live in a society where we have to die at work. And I think this is also a lot of things against the government, that's just because the retirement reform. This is also about the inaction on climate change. It's a lot of things. So now I think our generation are fighting for another society and that the government doesn't want to represent.
And I wanted to ask you, we have seen demonstrations in the last few weeks getting violent at the end. Obviously, the atmosphere now is friendly. What are you planning to do at the end of this demonstration? Have you got protective gear with you? How are you going to handle it if things get violent?
Well, I just have a serum for my eyes because we know there are some...
tear gas?
Yes, because we know that there are a lot of police violence, especially against the young people. But no, we are not here to have a violence protest. We are here to have a pacific protest and to show the government that we are against this reform and all the politics they are putting in place right now in France.
Okay, thank you very much. Adrien Liénard, Nadia, back to you.
Claire Paccalin, if I may, I'd like to ask you just one more question on all of this, because the protests have been running for over 2 months now, but they haven't actually managed to change the government strategy, have they? So where do the protesters that you've been talking to go from here, and what happens in the next week or so?
Well, in the next week or so, we are expecting to hear from the Constitutional Council. This is a body which basically judges whether legislation is really complying with the Constitution or not. Now, this is a body which is shrouded in secrecy. We don't know which way it's going to go, but we are expecting to hear from them in the next week. And as a law student, I can bring you back in, Adrien. Are you waiting to hear from that judgment from the Constitutional Council? Are you optimistic? How are you feeling about it? Or will it really make a difference to you? Are you going to demonstrate in the next few weeks anyway?
We will still going to demonstrate. I hope the Constitutional Council will withdraw the law. We don't know if it's a yes or no for now, but I think we will continue the fight for our futures.
All right, Nadia, back to you.
Claire Paccalin at the protest in Paris. Thanks very much.